tell.
Hello.
Use the force, Luke.
What you talking about, Luke? Marcia.
What's up now?
Spider friends, go for it.
Transform and roll out.
And I'll form the head. That's what she said.
Don't!
Hey, this is Jonathan.
And this is Alan, and welcome to the Nerd and Me Podcast. Jonathan, what are we talking about today?
Alan, today we're wrapping up our series on the television show WandaVision. We're discussing episode 9, the series finale.
Before we get into the episode, if you had a grade, no, maybe we'll save it to the end of the show. I was going to say grade the whole series.
Yeah, let's do it at the end.
Yeah, we'll do it at the end. But did you like this episode?
Do I like the episode? I feel like that's a loaded question. I didn't dislike it. I'll say yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Our buddy Jay asked me this morning if I liked it, and I said, "God, he's asking me that question." I was like, "How do you answer that?" Because this whole show, it's like you have to look at the big picture. You have to go from episode 1 to episode 9 to kind of really decide. But as a standalone episode, it was good.
Yeah,
you asked me last week, is there anything that would upset me? And yeah, there's something actually upset me about this freaking episode.
I had a few issues with the episode, and I would say there were. You're right. If you look at it as a whole, I think the whole series was a good series, really good series, good Marvel series. But in terms of this episode, it's not ranking up there as one of my favorites, but it's certainly not one of my least favorites. So it's in the middle.
Oh wow, in the middle. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think this episode, our podcast episode about this episode, I think we need to focus on expectations and the whole breaking down clues, that whole thing we were doing, because people do that online all the time. This is new for us. There have been a lot of shows, a lot of things we've never done a week by week on one show, and we did it because it was fascinating. All these questions were being asked, and we were digging really deep. And when this episode ends, I'm just like, you know what? We didn't have to dig this deep. We were adding our own stuff, our own what we knew about the comics and what we thought might happen. I wouldn't even say what we wanted to happen, but what we thought might happen. And they're telling this massive story, and they weren't telling a massive story, and they weren't fooling us with a lot of it, except for maybe Agatha. Everything was what it seemed to be.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely correct. I mean, if you were to listen to our previous shows, because of our knowledge of the comic books, our brains were exploding, only because there were a lot of homages to the comic book universe and stuff. But yeah, you're right. This was actually a very straightforward show, and our brains really blew up a little bit. But we were definitely. I would also definitely say we were also misled purposely too, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That got me a little angry too. And the thing is this, it wasn't just us. We weren't the only ones doing this. I mean, you look on the internet, the YouTube is full of them, podcasts, there are thousands of podcasts out there. So you're right. Were we misled purposefully? Well, this is what I was struggling with. Were we misled by the writers and by Marvel, or were they just like, these would be cool Easter eggs, let's do this, and then we kind of took it and ran with it? Because so you take the theory. I don't think it's one that we held, but it was a popular one that Hayward. Well, first of all, that we did hold the theory that Mephisto was behind it all,
yes,
or might have been behind it all,
or someone bigger than Agatha,
right? And then it morphed into, well, it's Hayward. Hayward's going to be Mephisto or the bigger demon or whomever. And when Marvel wrote it, did they write it? Go, oh, we're going to make people think he's Mephisto, or they're just like, hey, we're just going to write this stupid government jerk that does, I mean, when you take a step back, Hayward acts like every government jerk in every TV show.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing different.
Right, and there was nothing more nefarious behind him. Did we add our own expectations to Monica's engineer? or did they do? Oh, we're gonna hype up this engineer and make people think Reed Richards or someone else has got to come and just make it some nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So is it what we did, or was it Marvel was doing? Like, was Marvel just throwing cool Easter eggs in there and we were reading too much into it, or were they purposely trying to mislead us in all these different directions?
That's what I think that they did, because the first maybe 4 episodes, I mean, they were purposely bringing up topics with zero resolution, and
But for the children.
Yeah.
For the children means nothing. Like it manifests into nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they were purposely misleading us, but I think that's okay. I agree with you. Yeah, no. It was done purposely by design in a good way. I wouldn't say it was done purposely in a bad way. It was definitely in a good way, because it really sparked a lot of discussion, and
Right.
And I thought it was just cool to see something so different. And dude, ballsy. That's the word for it. To do something like that, to be having the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I hate to say it, but they were following a pretty steady formula for all their movies. Mm-hmm. And this was like a complete departure from it. So that was pretty neat, So, yeah. I mean, what do you think? Do you think it was purposely, or they're just screwing with us just for the fun of it?
I think it's more of the Easter eggs, and maybe someone had the thought in there, well, the fans might think this and run with it. And be like, okay, if they do that, they do that. I don't know that they're like, oh, I found it more of them homaging the comics than trolling the fans. You know what I mean? Because they did it purposefully, the purposely mislead us, except for where Agatha was concerned. Mm-hmm. Then you got to be like, all right, you're just screwing with everybody. And I think part of the evidence for that is the whole reveal of Agatha. I mean, she gets her own theme song. There's Agatha all along merchandise, which isn't something you can do when you're like, oh, people love this, let's make a merchandise. Like, that has to be planned beforehand.
Merchandise?
So yes, there's like T-shirts, and I think the song was #1 on iTunes or something.
Oh yeah, that I heard about. Yeah, I heard about. Yeah. I didn't know there was merchandise.
T-shirts and all. Yeah, I got I buy Funko Pops at Hot Topic. I got an email from her like, we've got the Agatha all along merchandise. I'm like, the what? So that was their big thing. I think they were sitting in the writing room like, oh man, this is gonna fool everybody, and it's going to be great. It's going to be like when Baby Yoda appeared, but except this time we're going to be ready and have merchandise. And I see, that's why I kind of wish I didn't have the comic book knowledge. I wonder if I watched this as a regular person, like if that Agatha would have been like, oh my God, that's amazing. I can't believe they pulled that off. Or, if the show as a whole would have been satisfying. It is satisfying. I don't want to say it's not satisfying. And I don't want this to turn into a discussion of, oh, you're just mad because your expectations weren't met. I just think it's more of, don't leave these breadcrumbs if they don't lead anywhere.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Especially if these breadcrumbs were really like significant, like the whole, hey, I know this astrophysicist, and she mentions it twice, and the payoff is like, huh? I mean, that was really weak, like super weak.
Yeah. Who
that reveal was, and that was pretty bad. But even if you went back to like the first episode with Vision's boss, and they have him over for dinner. Now, like looking back, when they're having that dinner conversation, does it make sense still? I mean, you remember like I forgot what they were saying.
Do you remember? They were asking about where they got married and stuff like that.
Yeah. So what was the deal with that? And like now we've seen the whole series. Does that even make sense?
I think it makes sense in the way that it's. I think the beginning of the show is the beginning of the hex, or whatever you want to call it, for Wanda too. I think when she first comes down the stairs, whatever, that's her first interaction in this new world. Okay. And these people, their interaction with her and what's going on, and like when he's choking for real, and the wife is like saying stop it, but she's like giggling, like stop playing around. Stop
it. That's right. Yeah.
Right. When she keeps saying that, and she's really addressing Wanda, saying, look, you're in control here. Stop him from choking or something, or stop choking him. Yeah. And that's when Vision steps in. So I think it makes sense. I think it's well written. It's just, I don't know that all these extra things need to happen. It's like, I compared it in the beginning to Lost. Lost would always have us ask these questions. Now, they had the benefit of 6 seasons and all this other stuff, and even they didn't answer all their questions, which left a lot of people frustrated. So, yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm struggling with, did the writers do it on purpose, or did they just write this and say if the fans take it a certain way, the fans take it a certain way?
But they're really tugging on us because, that particular scene, or when Dottie's like, something like, who are you? Or, it's like, how is it that they had these moments of being a little more open versus in other scenes, they're clearly still under the spell. Not unless I guess you can explain everything by just saying, well, it was Agatha's doing, I guess.
Yeah, but even Agatha leaning over, when Dottie goes, the devil's are in the details, and she leans over and goes, that's not all, or that's not the only place he is, or something like that.
Yeah.
Is she referring to Wanda? Because, Wanda was foretold to be this awful, evil person in the Darkhold. Is that what she's referring to? Or, see, it's that kind of things. Like, how are we not supposed to run with that? Or for the children. What does that mean?
Yeah.
They didn't tie it to her kids. They didn't tie it to even the kids missing.
Right.
Except maybe just because it puts in your head, oh, yeah, where are the kids in this town? I don't know. So let's... It was good. I mean, it was good. There are a lot of things I liked about this episode. We could talk about that. I think it wraps things up nicely. Are there unanswered questions? Yes, but it's not unanswered in the way that it affects the story as a whole. And it's not even unanswered. It's more like we were expecting someone bigger pulling the strings, and they're not there. So
I was really surprised on how many loose ends they left open. Considering that, well, I mean, rumors is Feige wants to do like another series of this stuff, but it was just surprising, like how many big things were just left unopened, like what happens to White Vision, like all that stuff. I mean, there was just so much, and I was like surprised. Like I think I wanted a little more closure to some topics.
Right.
This one, God, it almost feels like what I knew from last episode and this episode. Nothing really changed from regards to like revelations and stuff.
Yeah. Well, 2 weeks ago, I made the statement on our show that I don't see how they're going to wrap all this up in 2 episodes, meaning episode 8 and 9. And then I realized, I'm like, oh, they couldn't wrap up all my questions in 2 episodes, but they could wrap this up the way they wanted to wrap it up in 2 episodes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, now it's a point where my mind is saying Doctor Strange is really a WandaVision Part 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm and we should start talking about the episode specifically, but I'm of the mind that, I don't think Wanda ends the series as a hero.
No, yeah.
So I'm curious if she's the villain of Multiverse of Madness, or one of the villains.
Well, it can be. So Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, he's supposed to be like the guardian, I guess, of the mystical world.
Yes, but in the episode, Agnes says that she's even more powerful, that Wanda is more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme. So
or maybe because she is a witch, because Doctor Strange's powers were learned, and Wanda's powers were not learned. It was kind of amplified, I guess, because of the stone.
Well, I think that's what makes her the Scarlet Witch, because because she makes the statement. She's like, nobody taught me anything. She's like, I'm not a witch. And Agnes is like, no, this is all witchcraft. I don't know why you're not getting this. She's like, this is all witchcraft, and I want this power.
Yeah.
But Wanda's like, I never read a witchcraft book. I was watching Dick Van Dyke.
Right.
So, and then maybe the Mind Stone amplified her already existing witch powers.
Wait, hey, you know what's funny? I wonder if, like, all the witches, like even Agatha, because I'm assuming in my brain, Wanda's a mutant, and she was actually born with powers, and they were just amplified because of the stone. I wonder if Agnes was born with those powers. She's just more sensitive to witchcraft,
No, I think the witchcraft is kind of like Doctor Strange. I think it's a learned skill, except for most people. And for Wanda, and some people take to it better. It's like being a doctor. A lot of people are doctors, but how many are in that upper echelon of being like a doctor?
Right.
So a lot of people can be witches, but who's on the upper echelon? Like a lot of people are sorcerers, which we saw in Endgame, but how many of them are the Sorcerer Supreme or at that level? So,
Right.
You'd have to look at, Wanda's the Scarlet Witch, and we talked about last week, Agatha's mom kind of had a crown on before she got killed.
Oh yeah, she did.
And I was calling her the Violet Witch. So maybe that's Agatha's strength. She's this whatever particular coven or type of witchcraft. She's the most powerful in that. Yeah. So why don't we talk about the episode specifically?
Okay, yeah. You from the top?
Wherever. Start wherever you want.
Well, it was cool that this is the first time where it seems like one episode ran into the next one. It starts off with the kids all tied up and stuff, and
Right.
Agatha's basically tempting Wanda to start using her powers, which I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Rocky. It's like, come on, hit me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But she states it. She goes, I'm absorbing your power, so keep hitting me with your power.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but I think you even mentioned in our last show, this is a really long way around for Agatha to get what she really wanted.
Right, convoluted plan.
Yeah, just to get her powers and stuff. I mean, that's...
Well, Marvel seems to excel at that. bad guys with plans.
Yeah, but I thought the fight scenes were actually pretty cool. That witchcraft versus witchcraft was pretty neat, and with the two visions going at each other too. I thought that was pretty neat also. Again, for a streaming TV show, it was super enjoyable. It doesn't feel like a movie still, but it also doesn't feel like TV either. So it's
Right.
kind of like in between.
Yeah, look, we've been talking how great the production values are. It's making me hyped for Winter Soldier and Falcon. It makes me hyped for all their shows. If they're going to put this much time and effort into each one. So I'm excited about that. So the first thing I wrote down in my notes was Pietro's Ralph, right?
That was the first thing that you wrote?
Yeah, because at the beginning they were just throwing hexes at each other. She threw a car at him. And I'm like, Pietro's Ralph? Lame.
Yeah, that was... So you asked me last show what would upset me. This is what upset me. This whole Ralph thing from episode 1 to this is what it comes down to, Ralph Boner.
Yeah, I just don't... Like, what was the purpose of casting him specifically, Evan Peters, then? If there's going to be zero connection.
The
Like,
zero
they had
connection.
to have known that people were going to be like, oh my God, is that the X-Men? Are they introducing the X-Men?
Oh, that's them screwing with us.
That had to be.
And when they said Boner, immediately I was thinking of Kirk Cameron's friend on Growing Pains. Wasn't his name Boner also?
Yeah, it's named Boner.
Yeah, I thought they were alluding to that. I'm like, but that doesn't make any sense. Why would they call him Ralph Boner? Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, and then so Agatha, I get the brainwashing of this Ralph guy, but she can give powers too.
Yeah, that was weird because he had mutant powers.
Yeah, that would make her uber powerful.
Yeah, exactly. That was weird. Hey, did they ever in this episode? I don't think they really discussed who Jimmy Woo was looking for in the first place. The Witness Protection Program.
No, never came up again.
See, I was thinking maybe it was Ralph Boner. Maybe if they had that connection, I was like, oh, okay, well that makes sense why he's there.
Well, yeah, I saw something online about that too, saying that the picture she looks at, it can be taken as a headshot, like he was an actor, or that was his new identity, and that was part of his file to learn his new identity.
Oh, he's supposed to be an actor?
No, well, what they're saying is, she holds up the picture, it's got his name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like a headshot that actors had.
Oh, okay, I got it.
So the speculation was, well, either he was an actor, or that picture wasn't a headshot. It was just a part of the file they gave him to learn about his new identity.
Oh, now that's interesting.
Yeah, but again, it's speculation because they make zero mention of it.
Yeah. So do you think we see this guy again in the future?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, because at this point, can you even introduce the X-Men's Quicksilver into the Marvel Universe?
See?
Played by Evan Peters? Can you do that?
Exactly. When they dismissed him as just a regular dude, then I'm thinking, oh, wow, now in my mind, the whole Fox X-Men, they're kaputs. You know, like if you want to think about Michael Fassbender, they have to recast everybody at this point.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I didn't know, and I don't like that. I don't know that Agatha can give powers. I mean, it makes her immensely powerful.
Well, she seems pretty powerful. I mean, like she took all the powers from the other witches.
True.
Yeah,
and she's probably been doing it for centuries.
Yeah, she's well learned, and so it seems like when she started noticing all this power in one spot, she's like, "What the heck? I need to figure this out, and I want some." You know, so she is pretty powerful, but at the same time, she got taken down pretty easy too. Because, dude, when they were talking about the runes in the last episode, it's like, all right, well, this is how this is going to end. That was pretty simple, but pretty neat too.
Yeah, it was good. I can see how she fell for it.
Yeah.
And then we mentioned that she's, you know, the quote unquote Scarlet Witch is stronger than the Sorcerer Supreme. So I'm sure that'll come up in Doctor Strange too.
Well, you know, when they said that, I mean, they didn't necessarily say Doctor Strange. You know, it sounds like almost there's a couple Sorcerer Supremes, right? Because even Doctor Strange is, what was the name of the bald lady?
Ancient one?
Yeah, wasn't she considered the Sorcerer Supreme too? They're all Supreme Sorcerers.
No, there's only one, and he's Sorcerer Supreme because she's dead.
Well, then his name is very misleading because apparently he's not the Supreme.
What are you talking about?
Because one is more supreme than him.
Oh, well, I don't know what the guild voted on.
I am Doctor Strange, sorcerer, sort of supreme.
He's the Sorcerer Supreme. I was the Witch Supreme.
Right. Okay. Sort of supreme.
And that she's destined to destroy the world. That sounds ominous.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. It looks like they're alluding that Wanda's going to the dark side a little bit.
And maybe White Vision brings her back.
Yeah. I mean, could you call her the dark side if all she wants to do is get her kids back and, you know, because it looks like that's what she was doing towards the end. You know, she's astral projecting herself and she's studying like Doctor Strange. I mean, do you consider her a bad guy by doing whatever it takes to get your kids back? I don't know.
I consider her a bad guy because of the past 9 episodes I've watched of her acting like a bad guy and ending with no consequences. And I don't want to hear that her losing the kids and Vision were her consequences because they were made up by her anyway.
Right.
She faces zero repercussions. Let me tell you something. The ending really the ending scene really bothered me.
Because she's not a hero.
Not just that, but Monica's letting off the hook. And who's Monica let off the hook? And she apologizes to Monica. She's got the town standing behind her, and she apologizes to Monica.
And made the town truly suffer, apparently, also.
Alan, 5 minutes before this, the town people were like, look, if you're not going to let us go, then kill us.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're making us so miserable. Kill us if you're not going to. She faces zero repercussions. She doesn't apologize to the town. You know, and then when she goes, I'm going to let you go, run, I can't hold it for long. I'm thinking, well, how are they going to grab their kids that she got them forced to sleep?
Right.
You know, because she didn't know the fight wasn't going to destroy the town.
Right.
I don't get it. And she was an Avenger. I hate that. I mean, she's not, just because her intentions weren't malicious doesn't mean she wasn't the bad guy in all this.
Yeah.
You know? And then why would you leave an immensely powerful witch in that town? So Agatha won't remember that she doesn't belong there, but everybody else in the town's like, why is this bitch still here?
Not only that, I thought what she did to Agatha was actually pretty cruel, too.
I thought it was cool, too. Yeah, put her... First of all, you don't leave an immensely... Now, look, you and I have read comics. They do that kind of stuff in comics, too. And I think that's the way to keep her around because they can't keep killing their great villains because then you can't use them again. So I get that. And she might come back because she goes, you'll need help, Wanda. And she goes, well, I'll know where to find you. I'm sure Wanda's going to enlist her because, you know, in the comics, she's a mentor, too. Maybe she'll be less of a mentor in this sense, but Wanda can still use her for knowledge.
I guess, but I thought that was really dirty what she did to her. I mean, look at the whole town and how they lived and how they suffered. And now Agatha's like that permanently. Like, she's not even herself. You know, she's she's a TV character for life until Wanda deems it, you know, not so anymore.
Right. It's just, I don't know how. Yeah. Hopefully we're not supposed to look at her as like a hero in this, but Monica's attitude totally bugged me. You know, Monica, because Monica's acting like she did something noble by giving up the Vision and the kids. I know it's hard, but it was wrong in the first place that they were even there. And what she did to get the Vision and the kids was wrong.
Right.
So undoing a wrong you did doesn't make you noble.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it does, at least. But
Yeah, I hear you.
That really bothered me. That's why I'm kind of hoping she's the villain or one of the villains, and Doctor Strange too. He goes after her to bring, like someone's, she's using magic. She doesn't know what she's doing, and someone's got to bring her in.
Well, that's the issue I have. I don't know if there's anything she can do that can actually redeem herself after what she just did. So what, she gets her kids, but she's kind of like dark on the inside.
Well, we said it last week. I'm like, it can't end with the Visions melding and she getting the Vision back, because then she doesn't really learn how to grieve through everything.
True.
And did she accept her loss? Well, but at the end of the show, she accepted it more than she did at the beginning, because in the beginning she did total denial.
Yeah.
And I understand in a mental health sort of way, her letting the kids go and letting Vision go was very beneficial to her. But there's also got to be consequences to her actions. We've read comic books a long time. When Cap screwed up or someone screwed up, they'd surrender.
Yeah. Well, I guess
usually they get out of it in 2 issues later, but still.
I guess this is the reason why they're just saying, hang on to Doctor Strange, I guess.
I guess so, but I mean, I was thinking a nice curveball Marvel could throw is to turn a hero into a villain, permanently into a villain. And I'd hate for it to be Wanda, but it's pretty genius if they do it, because Feige said that she could have killed Thanos on her own, so that'd make it pretty powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, it can happen. I mean, I think they're doing storylines on Secret Invasion, right?
Well, Nick Fury, what's his name? Samuel L. Jackson's getting a Disney Plus series called Secret Invasion.
Him?
Yeah, he'll be Nick Fury.
Well, it can't be just him. It's got to be like...
Well, there'll be other people in the show, Alan. But...
Oh, is it going to be a cartoon?
No. No, I mean, hero-wise, I don't think there'll be... If there are other heroes in it, I don't think it'll be movie heroes.
Oh, wow.
They might introduce different heroes, but... Yeah, Secret Invasion was announced as a Disney Plus show with Nick Fury. And probably, it looks like Monica now, maybe.
I can't see how you do that show without using established heroes. I mean, the whole point of Secret Invasion was realizing people that you've known for a long time are actually Skrulls.
Well, they could be using Monica, it looks like. Maybe they bring in some other lesser hero. You're not going to get the Paul Rudd, and I don't think you would for that show.
Oh, dude, what if it was a Netflix guys?
Yeah, right. Yeah, but so...
Psych.
Can I just tell you that end scene when they're someone wants to talk to you in the theater?
Yeah.
The first time I watched it twice, but the first time I watched it, I'm like, if Captain Marvel is standing in that theater, I'm done. I'm done. I will turn it off and never.
Did you get? I was not expecting that.
Expecting what? That'd be Nick Fury.
I wasn't thinking Captain Marvel though. But I thought it was Nick Fury. Yeah, that's who I thought it was, because I was still waiting for that cameo. And the guy that seems like that they would probably use, that would probably do it is going to be Nick Fury.
Yeah, well, I thought it could be Captain Marvel because she does have a connection to Monica and stuff like that. But I was just like, better not be Captain Marvel.
It's weird how this TV series is tied into a lot with the MCU. The big cinematic universe, because this is obviously, you got Photon that's going to bleed into Captain Marvel, you got this bleeding to Doctor Strange, it's crazy how tied this is to other properties. Oh
yeah, they're making it so you have to watch everything in order to get anything.
Yeah.
In order to understand anything they do, you have to watch everything they do.
I wonder if Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be like that too.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll tie into something.
That sucks. Because when I think Captain America, Winter Soldier, those heroes seem more grounded to me. They're not into the cosmic kind of stuff. So
right.
That's why I think Winter Soldier, that particular movie itself, because it's a little more grounded.
Well, Falcon and Winter Soldier can also lead into Secret Invasion if it's about espionage and stuff like that.
That's true.
A nice little touch I liked is when, I don't know if it's Billy or the other one. I don't even know their names. Who's it, Billy and who?
Tommy?
Tommy. Who's the fast one?
Tommy? I'm guessing. I got 50%.
We'll say Tommy, yeah. When they go up against the military, Tommy comes back with the hat and the glasses on, like Quicksilver in the X-Men movie.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that one.
Remember that scene in X-Men?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I didn't think about that one. Let me go through my... Okay. What else was pretty cool?
What happened to the White Vision? He says, "I am Vision," and he flies away. Now, when HD Vision in color asks, like, "Why are you doing this?" He goes, "My mission is to destroy the Vision." And then later on, he says, "I am Vision," and he goes, "I am the Vision," and he flies away. Does that mean he's going to kill himself, or is he going to think about life? Like, what's he doing?
I gotta tell you though, when Vision talks and he has his little moments, I dig it, man. It's like everything he says, the writing's fantastic.
Yeah, I love Paul Bettany. They got to bring him back somehow.
You know what's horrible about Paul Bettany is that when I see him in like real life, I don't like him. Like,
really?
No, I mean, because I'm so used to his face vision wise, and I'm not used to like him with hair and like a goatee and glasses and stuff. It's really weird.
He's catching a little heat because a couple of weeks ago he said he gets to work with an actor he respects and has always wanted to work with, and which fueled the rumors of a big cameo. Mm-hmm. He goes, "A consummate professional, an actor I've always wanted to work with." You know, he's talking about himself.
Yeah,
because he's got the scene where he fights with himself. So he admitted on Good Morning America the other day, he's like, "Yeah, I was talking about myself." He's like,
I wonder if they made him.
People are mad at me.
You know?
Oh, I don't know. You think they would?
But look at this whole series. This whole series was about misdirection. I mean, it was done in a good way because look what it did. Like every single episode, like halfway through, we were trying to guess who the big reveal was and stuff, and it turned out to be nobody.
Right.
You know, I thought for sure when White Vision was going to talk, I thought it was going to be the dude, like Ultron's voice, David Spade. Is that his name?
Oh,
David Spade?
Yeah. No, not David Spade. James Spade.
David Spade. Yeah, how cool would that be if it was actually Ultron's voice?
It'd be super cool if it was David Spade.
Right.
Joe Dirt.
Yeah. I was expecting that, a little bit of a touch of Ultron, but nope.
Nope.
All right. What else are in notes here?
I dig Scarlet Witch's new look.
Oh, she looks fantastic.
Yeah, I'm getting that Legends when it comes out.
Oh yeah.
That and the White Vision I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Because I don't currently have a Scarlet Witch or a Vision, so
I'm
assuming they're getting them both.
With White Vision, I noticed like his where the stone used to be, it was blue. It kind of reminded me of like Tony Stark's arc reactor.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty neat. That like, is that how he powered him and stuff?
There's still so much we don't know about the Vision.
Well, next Friday, they're going to do like a little mini deep dive into like the production of the show, which I think is going to be nice. And I hope they answer some questions in that too.
I don't know, man. I have a feeling it's going to be more behind the scenes stuff.
Oh, really? Just like how they actually filmed it, you mean?
Yeah, and just, like they'll talk about the story, but I don't know if they'll go into like all these Easter eggs and all that
Those
stuff.
mother effers, because that's exactly what I want. I want like, hey, yeah, we did this because we knew the comic book fans would be thinking it's this, and that, but it wasn't. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't give me behind the scenes of how they made it. It's all CGI. Come on.
Don't make me angry before Falcon and Winter Soldier.
So when we see the twins again, do we see them as kids or do we see them as teenagers?
That's a good question.
Young Avengers, right?
Maybe teenagers if they're trying to fast track Young Avengers because they're aging. Well, look, Kate Bishop's going to be introduced in Hawkeye, and they're aging Ant-Man's daughter up in the third movie.
Okay, so they have to be teenagers then.
I would think so.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I like those kids. That was a pretty sad ending when she's putting them to bed, and the kids don't really realize what's going on. That was kind of creepy.
It was a little sad.
Yeah.
What is the statement? That was a statement. Thank you for choosing me to be your mom. What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't get that either.
Cryptic.
Yeah. Good writing, though. I mean, this whole series was written very, very well. Very tight. So I'm excited for this. I'm excited for the future.
So you saw the end credit one where she's drinking tea as Wanda and then reading the Darkhold as the Scarlet Witch. You saw that as an astral projection?
Yeah, because Doctor Strange did the same exact thing.
Yeah, like he was learning while he was sleeping, right?
Yeah, and see, that's how I think how much more Wanda is more powerful. The fact that she was able to do it while she was awake. You know, versus Strange had to like concentrate or something like that to do the same thing. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, but the danger is she's reading the Darkhold, though. That's not smart. It's danger.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. Yes.
Book of evil, bro.
Yes. Well, yes. Well, they do mention like Agatha. I think mentioned like I was going to get your brother, but he's like on another continent. Maybe she's searching for her brother and the kids and on like another like the realm of death.
The brother's dead though.
But Agatha says that he's on another continent.
If we're to believe at the end of the show she's moving on and accepting the grief, trying to bring back your dead kids and your brother is not a way to do that.
Well, this is exactly what she's doing though, isn't she?
Well, do you think she was searching out for the child when the child called her name?
I thought that was the whole point of the scene.
I thought she was just learning, and then she heard her son.
Oh, you know what? I'm watching it right now. Let me see what her facial reaction looks like.
Well, that's dangerous, man. If she's actively searching out dead people, she's gonna be bad.
No, she looks okay. I'm watching it right now. She does not look surprised when she hears. It looks like to me she's purposely looking for the kids.
I took it the other way. Ruh-roh.
She evil. Yeah, that's gonna be tough, dude. The most powerful like Marvel hero, and you're gonna have to take her down, and you know her. She's not. You know what I mean? Who's gonna do it?
So let's uber speculate. So Wanda becomes the big baddie of this next, or one of the big baddies of this next round of Marvel movies. Who has to kill her?
Well, I don't. Okay, well, if you put it that way, I was gonna ask you the same.
Spitball. Who has to kill her?
Well, who's left? You got.
There's only two people I could think that has to kill her.
Kill her?
Oh yeah, this ends with her dying. Well, look, we're speculating.
All right,
Let's
so
say they're gonna.
Okay,
she's big. She's like evil.
Evil.
But she causes Marvel zombies. All right.
All right. Well, then who's left? We got Captain Marvel. You got Photons left. You got Falcon, Winter Soldiers left. Doctor Strange is the only person I know that could even come close to taking them down.
So you're saying Doctor Strange?
There's no one else that can go toe to toe with her, I guess.
See, I'm looking at it as a more emotional thing. It's got to be.
It's gonna be Vision, dude.
Yeah, it's either got to be Vision or Hawkeye, and I think Hawkeye's done with these movies.
Hawkeye? Why Hawkeye?
He's the only one left that has a connection to her.
Oh, yeah. Vision takes her down. I don't know who does it in the comic books, because Wanda goes crazy.
She's still alive in the comic books. She runs away.
Oh
wait, does someone kill her?
Well, not necessarily kill her, but who takes her down, because she kind of went rogue for a little bit.
I can't remember. I just reread them too. I know Magneto. At the end of Avengers Disassembled, she left with Magneto. And then she was shackling with Doctor Doom for a while.
Ew. What's her with the robots?
I don't know. Yeah, right? That's funny.
That's awkward.
All right, so we understand that a lot of our speculation didn't come true. And we're under the consensus that they purposely misled us. Is that what we're saying?
That's what I feel. I mean, it's from episode 1 on. It was all not necessarily misdirection, but let's call it playful Easter eggs, I guess.
But I'm not mad at them. Like, oh, F this. I'm not watching their crap anymore. Blah, 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 blah.
Ralph was terrible. I would say that's probably one of the biggest letdown, because that's alluded to from episode 1, and it turns out to be Boner.
Yeah, it was just to make him nothing, to cast him, to bring up Ralph so many times, and to make it absolutely nothing was stupid.
Right. Of all people to cast to bring him, I mean, they should have brought in, like, you know, the real, like, her brother. You know, the one that died. I mean, that makes more sense.
He might not have wanted to do it, though.
Oh yeah, like he's working.
Why do you always go there with people?
It's a job.
You have this mean streak in you. I don't think you realize it.
Stop it.
You're like, F him. He ain't got nothing better to do. Maybe he's got artistic integrity. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, I guess.
I heard he took the job because he's like, as long as he dies, I'll take the job.
But it is cool, though. I mean, to see him play that role again, I mean, for the fans, it was actually pretty cool and exciting. And
yeah, it was.
And the thought of, oh my God, like, are they pulling in, like, the Fox properties with the same actors and actresses and stuff? It's crazy.
Yeah, and then the townspeople turned out to be nothing but just townspeople. Even Dottie turned out to be a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
She's like, you just let my daughter wake up? I was like, damn.
Darcy was in it for, like, literally a second.
That's in my notes, too. I wrote Darcy in this episode the proper amount of time.
Hey, you think I'm mean. But I agree with you.
When it comes to Darcy, yeah, I still think you're meaner than me. Listen to the old shows.
No, I agree with her. Yeah, she was in there for a split second, and she was done. At least Jimmy had something to do with this episode. She had actually here's another thing that freaking director Hayward, that a-hole was unloading his pistol on the kids. That was unbelievable. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't even know that I don't see how he goes from the guy we see in episode 1 to this guy ready to shoot kids.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
Yeah, or even give the order to shoot kids.
And how does Photon? Isn't her powers just light? How does she stop bullets?
I don't know. Does light and inertia have anything to do with anything?
I guess. I don't know.
Ask me.
Yeah, poor Darcy.
Yeah, no, that's Darcy.
Let's see. Anything else? I'm going through my notes. We talked about all that stuff. Sorcerer's Dream, Wizard of Oz, No, those are all my notes.
Well, let me ask you this, because it's called the series finale. Are we going to have another season of this?
Let's see. When does Doctor Strange come out? Is it next year?
Like March 2022.
No, I guess. I mean, no. I mean, how could they? I mean, it has to really tie in really straight into Doctor Strange if that's the case.
If we were going to get another episode of another season of it, it would probably happen after. It would probably have to show up earliest 2023.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it happening.
Maybe it has to do with the White Vision. Maybe we don't see him again until season 2 of Wanda. Well, you hope you see him in WandaVision.
Yeah. Huh. I guess I'm just assuming that everything is going to be tied up in Doctor Strange. That's just my assumption.
Well, we're going to get a little glimpse this December because Doctor Strange is in the Spider-Man movie. So maybe that's like the unraveling. That's the start of the unraveling of the multiverses.
Huh. So are we to assume that Wanda's opening up the multiverse? Is that what's happening? She's looking for her kids and she's opening up. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, is she the villain, or does Doctor Strange seek her out to help him close or whatever?
See, it's weird with Wanda. I can't think of her as the villain. I just think that she has her own motives, and I don't think she's necessarily out to hurt people. She's just out to get her kids if she can.
No, she's not out to hurt people, but people are getting hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Remember, Alan, the villain never thinks they're the villain.
Right.
Some of them are more okay with hurting people, but you can't. Look, it bothers me that she walks away with zero consequences from what she did, and I don't want to hear about the kids, her losing the kids of Vision. I don't want to hear that as a consequence.
Yeah.
Because she only gained those things because of what she did.
Sure. Yeah. No, she walks off that show not clean. I mean, she's got issues.
Yeah. She's got her hands dirty.
She absolutely.
Is that a quote from a movie? We've all got our hands dirty.
Maybe.
We all got black in the ledger. Is that what that's don't Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch talk about that?
What?
When Scarlet Witch is like, I have red in my ledger or something like that.
No, yeah, she does say something like
And
that.
Hawkeye says we've all got.
Yeah, whatever
Anyway.
that means. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't understand what they're trying to do with Wanda. Because, it was sad she had to give it the kids in Vision, but I don't think it made up for what she did. I mean, what turned it for me is when the older woman says, just kill us then, or just let us die. I was like, golly.
Wow. Yeah, I know. I mean, that was pretty deep right there.
Yeah.
So how would you rate, like, the whole series? Now that we've seen everything, how would you rate the whole series as a whole?
Scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
It's better than any of the Netflix shows, any seasons of the Netflix show, which really aggravates me. Because those Netflix shows waste a lot of time with nonsense per episode, you know what I mean?
No, I hear you. I mean, like, the effort they put into this freaking TV series is so impressive, and the writing is really good, and it really sparked a lot of conversation, a lot of buzz in the world, especially, like, you and I have said it 1,000 times, after Endgame, I'm kind of like cash in on Marvel, and wow, this is the exact opposite. It sucked me right back in.
Well, I think it helped that we had a year and a half break from any Marvel stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, not on purpose because of what's going on in the world, but I think that helped too. If they had kept their plans, WandaVision, I think it's supposed to come out last summer.
Oh yeah? Yeah,
I think so. So the fact that we had a year and a half off probably helped with that.
I guess.
But because remember, last year was supposed to be Black Widow, like 3 Marvel movies, 2 Marvel series, at least 2. Because Winter Soldier was supposed to Winter Soldier was supposed to come out last year too.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out like September or October.
Yeah, if things were normal, you and I might be having a different conversation right now. Like, when will Marvel stop? That's a break.
No, I think they did enough to make people talk about it, which is good. And so what do you give it as a 1 out of 10?
Well, I got to process this.
Okay.
So it's better than all the Marvel series, TV series. Better than
you're talking about like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's better than Humans. It's better than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's better than Agent Carter. Better than the Netflix shows. So now it's the best TV show Marvel's put out so far. Now let's put it with the movies. It's better than Thor 2. It's better than The Incredible Hulk.
Better than Ant-Man?
Oh, I like Ant-Man.
I thought it was better than Ant-Man.
I'm thinking about Iron Man 2. I'm on the fence with Iron Man 2.
Oh, I like Iron Man 2. That's a good one.
Guardians. Oh, it's better than Captain Marvel.
Yes.
It's better than Last Jedi. I had to do it. Well, all right, so it's somewhere in there in the movies. Everything I haven't mentioned is above it movie-wise, I think. I might be forgetting 1 or 2. In terms of 1 to 10, I'll give it a solid. I'm between 7.5 and 8. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dock at half a point. 7.5.
Yeah, so what's tricky for me, like if I had because it is tough. It's tough to give like all these episodes 1 grade because it was a steady decline from episode 1 towards the end. Because I think the first 3 or 4 were like, wow, this is pretty cool. Where I would give it like a 9-8, and as it slowly started getting towards the end, it started to go lower and lower.
The Halloween episode was really good though.
That was a good one. But there's some episodes where it was just like, okay, this is a filler episode, or this was a waste of time. So, but as a whole, I give it an 8.
See, I would have to, if you want a real true number, I'd have to grade them individually from 1 to 10 and then produce an average. I'm thinking the exposition episode where it was all, where it was the Darcy and Wu thing, that was annoying. That was a bad episode. The one we talked about, the Modern Family one, was that the one we thought was boring? Yeah.
It could be.
And then last week was like, yeah.
Okay, instead of grading, how about this? So, what would you give rewatchability factor?
Oh, I think it's very rewatchable. I'm not ready to do it now. I almost rewatched episode 1 after I after my second viewing of the last episode, I almost rewatched episode 1. So I think it's definitely rewatchable. And because the episodes, most of them are pretty short, you could do it in at least, if not in one day, in a weekend, like one rainy day.
Yeah.
You could do it in a weekend, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what I got to do. I think I want to do that. Like, hit all episodes all at once and see what happens.
Right. Yeah, see if it holds up knowing everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this deserves a rewatch for sure, like, as a whole.
Yeah, and that's what's good about the Marvel movies. A lot of them all are very rewatchable. You know, I don't find that with, you know, even the DC movies, I try to rewatch them and I turn them off after like 20 minutes.
Dude, you know what I watched last night? Freaking... What? No.
Justice.
No. Batman. Batman with Heath Ledger.
Oh, The Dark Knight?
Holy crap. Yeah, I was so engaged last night. I was thinking, God, this is so damn good. Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Though, is like I tried to watch Man of Steel. I can't get past 20 minutes. I tried to watch Batman vs Superman. I fast forward to the Doomsday fight. Justice League. I can't get past him talking to the kids on the video camera in the beginning.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the funny thing is, I liked Aquaman in the theater. It's taking me. I'm still trying to finish rewatching on HBO Max.
Oh really?
I just stop and do other things, and I go back to it like a day later. And I stop and I do other things. And I like Shazam too, and I haven't gone back and rewatched it.
You know, that's Shazam is one I haven't rewatched either.
Yeah, Wonder Woman 1 I've watched more than once.
Yeah. So yeah, same here. Yeah. Yeah, this definitely deserves a whole series rewatch, and then we'll entertain this question again in the future.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a rewatch down the line and we'll discuss.
Yeah, or that's something to do like right before Doctor Strange comes out.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because especially if it's tied really close to it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Dude, after this series, I am so excited with Falcon Winter Soldier. I mean, if it hit this kind of quality and love for the characters, I am so freaking excited.
I'm excited because I love this. I don't know if they use the same stunt team, but I love the stunt and the action work in the Captain America movies.
Yeah.
I hope they use the same stunt team because, just even the physical fighting aspects of it are great.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good, man.
I mean, you believe that Sam, the actor that plays Sam Wilson and the Winter Soldier, like, they know how to fight like that.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
And it just looks very action-packed and very cool.
And
like,
that's
exhilarating, like a thrill ride.
What, 2 weeks from now?
Yeah, not next week, the week after.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, though. Well, you and I were talking about this before we recorded. I was dreaming about this freaking show. Like in my dream, I was, oh no, there's no cameo. It's fine. And then I woke up, I'm like, oh my God, I got to watch the show.
Well, I will give it this. Regardless of how it ended and how I felt about the ending, it did give us something to look forward to every week.
Oh, yeah.
Which a lot of streaming services don't do anymore because they release their whole season at once.
True, yeah.
I think Cobra Kai suffers from that because I think they end their episodes great.
Right.
But then you roll into the next episode because they release all at once. Like if that was a weekly thing, I think it would build up a lot of talk and a lot of discussion in between episodes.
Oh, dude, I was like that with The Boys. I was like, oh my God, Friday night, cool, The Boys is on,
Yeah, so it's nice to have that, something to look forward to during the week.
Yeah. It was like, it's like must-see TV all over again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah, Netflix should start doing that. But then again, dude, I'm not gonna lie. To roll into one episode after another on Cobra Kai, I was like, nice, more.
Yeah. Well, I do it on Narcos and then other shows they have, and I just love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
No, I'm glad we did an episode by episode breakdown. I want to thank the people that hung out with us during this, and like I said, the last two episodes we haven't decided what we're doing with Winter Soldier and Falcon. We have to watch the first episode and take it from there. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with us during.
What do you think it would take? Like, what is it about Winter Soldier and Falcon, like, that you would think, okay, we need to start doing this weekly?
I think it's just what WandaVision is. We got on the phone with each other and started talking about the shows almost immediately.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, did you watch it? Yeah. All right, we got to talk about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I think it's what happened. We were talking about the first two episodes and we're like, we should make this a show because we didn't plan on doing this.
Right.
And then after the first one, we were like, oh, well, maybe we'll see if we'll do it for every episode. And then by the second episode, we're like, well, the second week, third episode, we were like, oh, we're doing it for every episode.
I'm glad we did. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier gets us talking like that, then absolutely we should do it.
Cool. Nice. All right. What's going on with Mom's Basement Collectibles?
Still posting my comics. I did a comic book grab bag. You know, Walmart sells these 3 and 4 packs. Like I think it's Marvel 3 packs and DC 4 packs. And I bought a couple of those because you see the front comic and then the other ones you don't know what's in there. This was last week, and I bought an Ollie's, which is a bargain outlet in my area. They had 10 packs of comics.
Oh.
Where you see the front and back one, and the Ollie's ones has a lot older ones. I think whoever puts those out like buys collections and just bags them up because some of them are boarded, some of them have like price tags on them. So I got some really old ones from there, and I got some really, really interesting stuff. So I was posting that this week. Like I had Spawn number 12, Wildcats number 1. I had Power Pack 33, which is from like 87. What else did a variant cover of the House of M that I didn't even know existed, and a Captain Marvel variant cover from a pretty hot artist right now named Stanley Artjob.
When you posted Wildcats number 1, I was thinking, dude, they must have printed like a billion of those things because it seems like everyone has Wildcats number 1 at this point.
Oh yeah,
or in multiples of those too.
Well, it's like I think I told you this. I don't know if I said it on a show or just personally, but I went to a comic shop that bought someone's collection, like hundreds of boxes, and put them in the space and selling like 50 cents each. You just got to go through whatever you want. I'm sure they pulled the good stuff out first.
Yeah.
But I was able to fill some holes in my Nightwing collection and some Amazing Spider-Man. And on the way out, I checked out on the way out. They're giving out to every customer X-Men number 1.
Giving out.
The collection must have had so many of them. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Must have had like so many of them. They were just giving out X-Men number 1.
Oh no, yeah, you did mention that. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
But sad when you already own 25 copies of it because you thought you were going to retire on it.
Well, apparently right now's I guess the time to buy it again. Classic stuff, right? Books and cards and stuff.
Yeah. All the hobbies are going crazy.
Yeah. Dr. Indiana Jones Jonathan, finally, my friend over on the Northeast, he says he's had 2 weekends of nice weather, so he says he needs 1 more day, and then I think by the end of this month we'll start rolling with Raiders of the Lost Ark. So
yeah, we're hitting 67 one day next week.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so I don't know where he is, but I guess the general. He better hurry up though, because apparently after this cold snap, it's supposed to get cold again.
Oh, really? Well, just no snow, because he's filming the jungles of Peru and stuff. It's gonna look awkward with
I don't
snow
know.
on the ground.
I heard you might get snow. I don't know.
All right. Well, you can find us on Facebook, NerdInMePodcast, Instagram, NerdInMe, Twitter, NerdInMePodcast, YouTube, NerdInMePodcast. That's on fire, bro. Anything else?
Well, yeah, I've been posting that thing. It's been a week. But...
I know I was getting lazy.
Yeah, I have nothing else.
Till next time.
I am the Vision.
Peace.
Peace.